one of the first things I asked my friend Luca from my teammate, about here was like, man, like, do you go to any church in here? What we can do, like, And he told me, oh, there is like FCA. I was FCA, what is this? And he told me, oh, it's like for Christian athletes. You should go, like, it's fun. And then I went to one time when I met Chad, and then I said, man, I mean, that's my place, like I felt home here.
FCA played a huge role when it comes to connecting me with others. Going to FCA on Monday nights, I think it's healthy, I think it's fruitful, I think I'm growing as a person, I'm growing as a man, I'm growing as a follower.
I think the biggest valley that I have gone through in my life was about last year, August of 2018. My family and I lost my mom. It was the day I was supposed to move into college, and I went to go wake her up, and my mom had passed away in her sleep that night. And I remember the first FCA that I ever went to, the girl who was doing her testimony, her name was Jenna, and she gave her testimony about how her father had passed away when she was a kid. Kind of a very unexpected death. It's very, very similar to mine, and I knew exactly that God was talking to me in that moment. It was a very big aha moment, and it was like, God is talking to me in this moment, and God is telling you that this is where you need to be.
You always have someone to like lean on, and you can grow together, and if things are going good, things are going bad, you always have that group at FCA that sticks together, and you can always text anyone in that group. They challenge you, and they hold you accountable, and it's a pretty awesome relationship you grow with those people.
I think life is hard as a Christian, but I think life is hard for everyone. And I tell people that faith doesn't make life easier, but faith makes me stronger, and that's why I wake up every morning and do it all over again.
It's really awesome seeing how much faith can move athletics. Athletics really never had anything to do with my faith in growing up. It was two very separate worlds, and seeing how your not only like your life performance, but how your athletic performance can improve when you blend them together. I feel like I have such a better relationship with my teammates. I have better relationships with others outside of sports because I've decided to be a Christian, and I'm working towards that like love of the Lord.
Having a Bible study on my team is really cool. I have 5 girls that are a part of it, and for me, I felt very called to do that, to get to know them and more about their faith and who they are and what they want to know about God. Just even if it's just to introduce God to them, felt called to do that.
I would tell someone that think they are not capable of leading a Bible study or influencing other people that it's not you. We are tools of God, so you just have to be able to open to be used by God. You don't have to do everything on your own. He doesn't call us to do it on our own. He just calls us to be the hands here on earth, and He'll do the work.
I think every single part of every single day belongs to God. I think it's a gift from God to be here, to be sitting in this chair, to be at Louisville. I think walking with Jesus is not just something on the side, but it's a lifestyle.
I think we have a responsibility as Christians to pour out to other people, because I cannot contain this joy that I have, the joy that I've been given from God to have Him in my heart. I have almost no other option than to spread it to other people. I cannot contain it, and I hope that the joy that I have in my heart for God leaks out to the world, and that they want to know where that joy comes from.
For a while, I thought being a Christian and having a faith was all about like you and God and your relationship, and something to kind of make you feel better and to make your life go right and to make sure you go to the right place once you die. You know, what I really think it comes down to, and something that I didn't realize until this year, is Jesus commissioned us to go make disciples.
I feel like disciple making is really important. One, because God always says, go and make disciples. And so when we know who He is, and some people will never know who He is, I feel very called to go and teach people about who He is.
My whole life I've always been, oh yeah, God has a plan, it's bigger than mine. And it's always been ingrained into me. My parents have said it, my coaches have said it, teachers, everybody. But I think it's always just kind of been a Christian memento, or whatever you want to call it, just a Christian saying to me, and I've never actually like dug into it and believed it. One day I was just driving with one of my teammates, and she just she's a goofy kid. She doesn't really get serious very often, but she got serious and she said, I really want to take my faith seriously. And I think that you're somebody that I look up to and I see as somebody that can really help me with that, and I really want to learn from you. And I was like, what the heck? I've been here 2 weeks. Like, what are you talking about? Like, I don't really know how to do this, but I said yes, and I texted Tammy and I was like, how the heck do I do this? Like, I've never done this before. I've been discipled. I've been mentored. Last week, I got a birthday card from one of my other teammates, another freshman. And I'm reading it, and she's like, I'm sorry if I get too deep here, but you're here for a reason, and I think part of that reason is because I needed someone like you. Like I said, I transferred because of volleyball. And it's pretty clear now that that was kind of just my own thought, and I didn't leave for volleyball. I didn't come here for volleyball. I came here to be a part of the plan that the Lord has for Louisville volleyball and this group of girls and FCA, and He's letting me be a part of something way bigger than just a really fun game.
Yeah, at the end of the day, God doesn't care how many goals I will score. He cares about how many people's lives I can touch, I can impact. So maybe through soccer, maybe not, but doesn't matter. If he gave me the talent and the skills to do that, what I have to do, what I believe is do my best, right? Every single day, everything I do is for His glory.
The biggest thing that I've learned in the past 2 years is that it's not about my story and my role on the campus, but it's about God's story and what is my role in His story. And that changes my perspective on how I see myself, how I see FCA, how I see my friends, my teammates, because I know that I'm only a role. This is not my story, it's God's story, the bigger plan.
The reach that FCA has is really large. And I think that having a reach that big and having 300 kids show up on Mondays is incredible. And I think it's easy to say like, oh yeah, we did our job. We have 300 people coming on Mondays. But I think what FCA does is so much bigger than that. It's every week there's a call like, hey, if you're not involved in a small group, you better get involved. You can totally hide on Mondays, but you can't hide in those groups. And I think that it's getting everybody together and giving us Chick-fil-A on Monday nights is awesome, and we get to hear a good word and worship and be together in fellowship and community, but really activating that and letting it be a part of our lives and not letting it just be a Monday night thing is why Louisville FCA is special and why it's so important to our community.
You know, I heard an analogy one time, like sometimes it feels like we have this house and we let Jesus stay in the guest bedroom, but the reality is God wants to come in and He wants the foundation. He wants the whole thing, and I think that's how our lives are supposed to be.
I guess when I leave UofL, I want to be remembered for more than just my sport. I don't want to be the best field hockey player. That would be cool, but I think I want to be known more as a person who was caring and loving and who knew God and was really grounded in her faith and just wants to share Him with others.
Jesus is everything, and I want nothing more for my life than to see people come to know God and who their Creator is and have a personal walk with Him. And so if that's everything, then it's totally worth it no matter what it takes to help others realize who their Creator is.
I'm never alone. God's always with me, no matter where I go, no matter what I do, and He loves me.